Alrighty. Hello everyone, welcome to the second installation of the Agent Breakdown series that we're doing here on the channel. I'm Hephaesterhoff, and today we're going to be breaking down Omen in Valorant. Now, worth noting, a lot of the agents in the game are broken down by the category that the game creators think they fall into. Initiator, controller, support characters are some examples.
They don't know the meaning of the word.
Omen is considered a controller, or somebody who divides up the battlefield and makes certain cutoff points very difficult for the enemy team or more advantageous for your team. I, however, like to think of Omen as a lot more versatile than that because of just all of the different abilities that he pulls from. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second here. So let's look at his abilities. His C is his Shrouded Step ability, costs 100 creds. His Q is his Paranoia, costs 200 creds. So round one, if you're wanting to full buyout, you can do that with some light armor as well. Now, when I say that Omen pulls from a lot of different other characters, if we look at his signature ability, which is his E, I'll go ahead and line it up real quick. You can see it now goes through walls, and this is a area. The walls disappear, and his ability has always gone through walls. Using left and right click or fire and alternate fire, you can change the distance it is from Omen's position at the time, and then moving the mouse up and down can change the height of where the ball gets placed. So if I go ahead and place it here on this longer hallway, hit E to actually throw it out.
Cover going out.
You'll see the ball flies from where I was to the location I had, and it settles down on the ground in the center. So this is comparable to Brimstone or Jet's smoke abilities. But notably, Omen's smoke ability is being his signature ability that he has, recharges on a 30-second timer. You can see it down at the bottom, it's already halfway up. So if I clear this, and I'm coming from our spawn, I go ahead and put a smoke here. Let's say we clear out the Heaven here. I have another charge that I can use to block off Heaven maybe once I get the plant down.
30 seconds left.
And then now you can see down at the bottom, the one is recharging, and I've gotten another charge since the signature ability has charged up again.
Cover going out.
So having used 3 smokes right now, we have met Brimstone's number of smokes that he gets to deploy each round.
10 seconds left.
Spike planted.
And we've been able to spread it out and have them last a little bit longer than Brimstone's do. So I'm going to go ahead and give Lucky here the kill, and then I'm going to let him get the defuse so we can show off his ultimate in a few rounds. And then in the next round, I'm going to be talking about Omen's Q ability. And now I'm going to show this from my point of view, and I'm also going to have Lucky hit me with a Q ability so you can see what it's like to be on both ends of that ability.
I'll make them remember. They're only human.
I don't need to buy any more abilities. Gonna go A again. Now Omen's Q
Can't
ability
even remember the spike.
pulls inspiration, in my opinion, from most, if not all, of Breach's kit. Omen's Q ability is his sieging tool, and you're gonna use this when you suspect or you know that an enemy is in a room. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this alt charge here. Now, if you know an enemy is in a room, let's say you know that they're in Heaven up here, and you want to line up your Q. Now, you get your Q ready. You can see the indicator on the minimap right here. And so, let's say I hear him right there. See how he's in Heaven. So what we're going to do is we're going to move down to point. I'm going to throw it at him so you can see the indicator that goes up on his head and how he's blind.
Blinding.
You can see how that little hovers over his head a little bit there. And that's the indicator that the enemy is hit by it. Now, it doesn't last super long, so if you're going to coordinate with your team, you need to throw it out and tell them to move in immediately so you can capitalize on the blindness. And I'm going to have Lucky go ahead and throw his Q at me as well so you can see what it's like. Now, notably, it's going to blind him, and you're going to hear that it cuts out sound as well. So I just fired an entire clip of the classic there. You barely could hear any of them at all. His last ability is his C ability. Now, I'm going to run back to spawn because I forgot the spike, but this is a good demonstration of what the C ability does. The C ability is
30 seconds
Omen's
left.
teleport ability. Now, notably, Omen's teleport ability doesn't just keep you on the same plane that you exist on currently and just move you forward or backwards based on where you need to go. Omen's C ability will also move up and down on different levels of terrain of altitude. So on top of boxes,
10 seconds left.
on top of crates and other maps. Get this plane down real quick. See how Lucky went ahead and teleported from there to there. So regardless of altitude, it will teleport you. Now, do you have your second charge of your C? Okay, so I'm going to have Lucky go ahead and show you what it looks like to watch an Omen teleport from both ends. Can you go ahead and teleport to this box? Can you reach that? Perfect. So see how we got both ends? You could see him teleporting, and he's unable to shoot on both ends until he completes the teleport. So far to teleport up here, you can see my gun's put away. There's a little charge bar, and now my gun is available. Alright, you want to go ahead and kill me, get defused. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and discuss Omen's ultimate ability. Now, Omen's ultimate is a very interesting ability because I don't think anyone can really debate that it's a powerful ability.
Block it out, Omen.
Because it definitely is. But it's also made extremely obvious to the enemy team when it's used. Not only does it have the global callout like all the other ultimates do, but it also hides the mini-map for the enemy team. And you'll see that in a minute when Lucky uses his ultimate on me. Now, if we don't think about the mini-map, Omen's ultimate is pretty much as noticeable as any other person's ultimate. And I would even argue that the mini-map getting covered by Omen's ultimate is a plus. Because in certain situations where you don't want the enemy team to have access to their mini-map, that's just an added bonus that you get to Omen's ultimate. So what I'm going to have Lucky do is he's going to teleport where he is to just a few feet in front of him so that I can watch both ends of it and you can see what it looks like. You're also going to notice in the top left my mini-map gets cut off. Notably, during that entire exchange, especially there at the end where he picks his last destination point but before he has a weapon out, all of that is targetable. He can be shot, he can be killed, and a lot of the times transporting poorly will lead to you getting killed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the plant, and then I'm going to teleport basically right here, and I'm going to show you how I can see Lucky, but I can't interact with him, and he just has the ability to either free fire on me or let me complete the teleport and die. If you kill the little shadow body that you saw him teleport into before Omen completes his teleport, his ultimate will cancel, and he will return to the location that he started the channel at.
Spike planted.
Alright, so you'll see when I use this X here in a minute, it brings up the minimap and it asks you to choose where you want to go to. It shows you, in this case it shows a Spike, and I happen to have vision of the enemy, so it shows me him as well. So when I teleport right in front of me,
Watch them run.
I go into this little ghost mode where I can see around me, and now I have access to my gun. So in that little thing where it was doing the channel and I didn't have my gun out, that was when the shadow body was out, and when Lucky could have interacted with me, shot either the ghost body to cancel my teleport or wait for me to complete it and just lines up a headshot on me. So then I'll go ahead and let this round end real quick, or he can defuse either way. And I'm going to show you how just a basic round of playing Omen goes and how you would do some basic setup. Alright, so when you can, Omen thrives with guns that have silencers on them because it doesn't give your enemy an audio advantage to hearing where you've teleported. And that's true for the C and the ultimate ability. Anything long range, Omen does okay with because of his ability to bounce around choke points. Say, for example, somebody is down there and you know it, you can go ahead and teleport over here like this, and they're not going to see any part of that. There's no big animation that allows them to know which side of the thing you're on. Likewise, if they're down there looking at you here, and you can get the teleport up here, maybe you can peek up and go like that on them. So before the round starts, a lot of times what people like to do if the barrier is still here, you can line up your ability, and it'll tell you that you're not allowed to use it until the round starts, just like Brimstone smokes. So as soon as the round does start, you can throw it out, maybe fake out your opponent, maybe they think you're going there, and you go up into heaven here instead. Or if you know somebody's up in heaven and you want to siege it, you have a few people behind you, character out of the smoke, call it out, gun him down. Say you've cleared out heaven because you just sieged it. You know some people are rotating over from B. You could get the plant down real quick. Let's say you have somebody calling out that they're rotating through the spawn. Make it a little bit more dangerous for them by by placing your smoke here. You can notice that I do it up above, so when I throw it, it's going to hit up here, and then it's going to settle down. And that settles down onto the ground so that the center of the smoke blocks out the whole thing. And this is what the inside of the smoke looks like. This is the same for your smokes and for enemy smokes. The inside of Omen smokes are going out. It's completely opaque. You can't see through it, but once you go through, it is completely hollow on the inside for everyone. And that's a real quick basic guide to Omen and what all of his abilities do. His E is one of his strongest abilities just because of the recharge time that you have on it, and it's something that you can definitely use to choke a lot of different points every single round. You're going to get a charge every round. Or you're going to get it refilled every round. I had one at the last round. But you get it refilled back up to 2 charges every time, and it respawns continually throughout the round. So this is an example of me trying to use it before round. It says not available during buy phase. Yeah, go ahead and cut something off. You can even, just for a really exaggerated example, if my team's locked into going A, let's say we're going to 5-man A rush them, but we've been going B the whole game. A good idea would be to look at B, which is sort of the direction that I'm looking now. I'm actually looking a little bit towards the mid on this map. You can see this is the mid area right here. But you want to make them think that you're going B. Go ahead and throw a smoke down. You know, this is the this particular area is where the ropes are to either get into A heaven here or the mid area here. You go ahead and throw a smoke down. Now, they might see what direction it's coming from, but if they don't, all they see is that smoke's sitting there. And that makes them think, oh, Omen is blocking this off for some reason. So maybe if you deploy 2 smokes like that, they think you're coming through sewer where Lucky just came from. They don't know which way you're coming from if you're going mid at all. So they're going to send people A over to mid, rotate to mid, or over to B. It's going to clear up A, and it's going to give you a numbers advantage just from throwing your smoke, which is something that a lot of characters can't do. A lot of characters don't get to quite customize where their smokes go as much because the range is so much smaller. You think Jet with her smoke has to throw it, has to have vision on it. Brimstone doesn't have to have vision on it, but the range is a little bit smaller on his, and his isn't rechargeable.
30 seconds left.
So you can do double fakes with Omen that you can't do it with Brimstone because he only has 3. You could go double deploy 2 smokes in a single round with Omen, and it's a completely free ability, which is one of his greatest strengths.
Spike planted.
And he's definitely edgy as all get out. He's a lot of people compared him to Reaper from Overwatch. And you know, if that appeals to you, if purple and scary looking dudes appeal to you, then he's your go-to guy. He has some pretty funny quotable things, some good interactions with Sage, for example. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the Omen video. Up next is probably gonna be Phoenix. I believe is gonna be the next episode in the Agent Breakdown series. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any additional questions, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.